G'day guys, welcome back to another video on the channel. In today's video I'm going to be doing my semi-finals tips and predictions. My apologies for not posting a tip video last week, it's pretty flat out. But this week I'm going to deliver one for you guys, obviously, as you're watching this video right now. Right, so with that out of the way, let's just get stuck into the video.
Righto, so as we can see here, I got an appalling score, a 1 out of 4 for the week. I usually tip pretty well in finals, but not the case for this year. First game, I tipped Adelaide to get done by 8 points. Yeah, I was kind of expecting it, to be honest. Collingwood obviously played finals pretty much consistently every year, and they know what they're doing. But Adelaide haven't played since 2017, so I could have sensed a fall off from the Crows there, and so they did. Even especially after they beat the Pies in that game in round 23, but the Pies relatively should have won that game with the amount of inside 50s they got. But yeah, so not great for the Crows to start their finals campaign. Then I tipped Brisbane to get over Geelong. Yeah, not great as a Brisbane supporter. We just did not show up at all. Brisbane's ball was not there. Kept too many hospital handballs. And just really clustered play. It just was unlike us. And then the Cats, obviously, their pressure was immaculate all night. Credit to the Cats. They played 10 times better than the Lions did. They definitely deserved it. Bit of controversy with Cam Rayner's 2 goals. In my opinion, first one should have been paid, but the second one definitely should have. But the first one would have been paid. The second one wouldn't have existed. So technically, in my opinion, both shouldn't have been paid, to be honest. So anyway, moving on from that, just the main takeaway, Brisbane was just poor. And yeah, the Cats, yeah, they look very threatening. I really underestimated the Cats coming into this final series, and they've proven me wrong. What an absolute game for the Cats there. Now they moved into a home preliminary final. Next, I tipped the Hawks. I'm only the correct tip of the round. Tipped the Hawks to get over the Giants, so they did. I just felt the upset coming through. The Giants, iffy at home. I feel like whenever they play at home, they always get these big deficits that they come back from, but I feel like the Hawks are just too classy of a team to let that happen. And so they did. They led by 40-something points at one stage of the match. And the Giants came back and led by a point before the Hawks took over and won the game. So great to watch there. Jack Ginnivan was great for the Hawks. Kicked a couple goals and, yeah, really got the Hawks going. And now they're in a semi-final, which is great for them. I feel like the Hawks are a bit better than 8th position, but anyway, that's where they finished, and that's what they had to do to win it. And then I tipped the Dockers to get over the Suns in Perth. What a game that was. Game of the round. The Suns winning their first ever final in their club history by a point. What an absolute story it is. David Swallow kicking the winning point. Well, it was a goal until they reversed it, realising it was touched off the boot. But inspiring story. David Swallow winning the game in his last season. Suns will be looking for that chance to give Swallow a premiership before he retires. So yeah, that was that game. Anyway, guys, that was my tips for last week. So let's just get straight into the video.
So to begin the semi-finals, we have got Adelaide and Hawthorn at the Adelaide Oval on Friday night. Absolute blockbuster game. This would be Adelaide coming off that really poor loss against Collingwood. They were there for parts of it, but they just really couldn't piece a whole performance together to get the job done over the Pies. The Pies were just magnificent the entire game, putting the pressure on. It was always going to be hot being the first final, especially first v fourth. It was always going to be hot in that game. Collingwood getting the job done, obviously. Well done to them. And yeah, Hawthorn on the other hand, yeah, great win in Sydney against the Giants. They'll be coming in with lots of confidence that they can beat Adelaide here. Obviously, Adelaide looking to get Josh Shelley back after that knee injury. I'm pretty sure it was he sustained earlier in the year. He could be back, and I've heard there's some illness thing going around in the Adelaide camp, so hopefully none of their players will miss out of this clash. Obviously, Isaac Rankin with that suspension, obviously, as we all know. Is he really that valuable to the Crows? Obviously, losing that heavily to the Pies, and they were just really missing Rankin. It'll be interesting to see how they play against the Hawks this week. Yeah, the recent records against each other, the Crows beat them by 13 points in round 21, not too long ago. but it is confidence for the Crows. Now, the thing is, do I see Adelaide going out in straight sets here? Like, they've played well all year. It could definitely be on the cards. If they do, it'll be the first time they've gone out. It'll be the first time a minor premiership side has gone out in straight sets since 1983, which is a long time ago. And the Crows will be wanting to avoid that history. I feel like maybe the Hawks aren't too ready for this. They definitely can get it done, but for the sake of my tips, they don't deserve to go out in straight sets considering the year that they've had. I'm going to have to tip the Crows. I'm going to tip the Crows in an absolute thriller by 3 points at the Adelaide Oval. It's just going to be a great game all round, and the Crows, I reckon, will just scrape away with it and head to a prelim final against the Cats. Next up on Saturday night at the Gabba, we've got the Brisbane Lions taking on the Gold Coast Suns. What a match this is set up to be. The first ever Q-Clash final in AFL history. What a rip it's going to be. I, of course, will be attending it. It'll be brilliant. I'm going to get a vlog out. It's going to be an absolute experience and hopefully a really good vlog. I did a preliminary final vlog last year, Brisbane, Geelong and Melbourne. That was a great game. We got the job done. So hopefully we can get the job done. Now, speaking of the match statistics, the Brisbane Lions obviously coming off that really poor loss against Geelong. They just really weren't there. They couldn't string together some parts of good football, and the Cats' pressure really just ate them up, and they couldn't really do anything about it. A huge out, Lockie Neal. He'll be out for the rest of the year with that calf strain. Speedy recovery for him, but he should be ready, fired up to go next year. Gold Coast Suns, on the other hand, inspiring win against Fremantle, which is worrying for Brisbane. David Swallow, obviously, after that siren, we've gone through it before. But yeah, very interesting matchup. Brisbane will not want to... They're definitely still capable of going back-to-back again. If they beat Gold Coast, they've got to venture to hell to versus the Pies at the MCG in a preliminary final, which would be massive. But Brisbane is still going to win this game first. Now, Gold Coast, they obviously rivals, huge rivals over Brisbane. And they'll be hungry, and they definitely know they can beat this side, especially even at the Gabba, where obviously last time these two teams met, the Suns won by 66 points at People First Stadium, an absolute mauling in that game. So they definitely know they can do it. The Suns, I feel like they could be on the cards for a premiership. When they're at their best footy, they can beat anyone. But yeah, I feel like, I don't know, it's my own team and my own bias. I want to say Gold Coast win, but for the sake of Brisbane, I feel like we're too good of a side to go out in straight sets, and I feel like we'll get the job done in a close one. I'm going to tip the Lions to get it done by 11. I just think our experience is just a little bit better than Gold Coast, and I feel like we'll get it done in a good cracking game. I feel like Gold Coast will show some very good signs that they'll come forward, really pressing the Lions, but I feel like the Lions here can be too strong for the Suns. Anyway guys, that was the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please smash the like button and subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to get 100 subs by the end of the year. It would be absolute milestone for me. Yeah, it'd be absolute milestone for me as a content creator. We're almost there at 82, I think, so 18 more subs. So yeah, I'm not gonna waste any of you guys' time. Have a great day. Enjoy the footy. Can the Lions, and thanks for watching. See you guys later.